Welcome to Gentle Dynamic Flow. We will get started in a seat. If you would like to lift your seat and sit on top of a block or a rolled up blanket, that's great. You can also pull the flesh away from your sitting bones as you settle in. Maybe you find a cross leg position, or you can sit in butterfly or half lotus. Anything that helps you find a little bit of comfort. See if you can soften through your hip flexors, maybe even allow your palms to touch your thighs to help soften through those muscles. Finding a little bit of stillness as we settle into our seat. Notice your crown floating over top of your tailbone. Maybe rock your chin up and down and side to side for a moment before we shut down our senses for our meditation. Let's take a couple of movements here, maybe even take an inhale, lifting the shoulders up, letting them settle back and down as you exhale. Let's do one more of those. Inhaling as you lift your shoulders. Exhaling as you let the shoulders fall down the back body. Finding stillness, you can allow your eyes to gently fall closed. Allow your palms to rest on your thighs. Notice the temperature of the air as it surrounds you, as it touches your skin. The temperature of the air as it enters your lungs. Is it cool? Is it warm? Noticing the speed of your breath. Taking a moment to take in the sounds of your environment. If you hear a fan or a furnace from a distance, other living beings. See if you can listen to your own breath, following the molecules of oxygen in through your nostrils, down your throat, into your lungs as you inhale. And let it all go as you exhale. Just release any tension through your face. Allow your hips to feel nice and heavy. Your crown floating over your spine as your spine feels nice and tall. In our class today, we will focus on the element of water and setting boundaries. This element works in balance with fire. And as we build our fire, we will utilize the element of water to create a calm, cool boundary for this fire that we build. You can take an inhale. We'll take the palms to heart center, finding prayer hands, the thumbs pressing into your chest. Take an inhale to feel your sternum lift into your thumbs. With your exhale, drop your chin into your chest. Take this bow of gratitude to yourself for starting your practice. And I welcome each and every one of you with namaste. You can draw your thumbs up to your forehead if you'd like to invite clarity into your practice. We'll take an inhale here. And as you exhale, let the palms fall down to your knees. Keep your chin tucked into your chest. See if you can take a tall spine with the shoulders, allowing this expansion across your neck. And you can begin to rock your chin from shoulder to shoulder, collarbone to collarbone, drawing a little arch or a U shape with your chin. Maybe taking pause as you tilt to one direction. Focusing your breathing through your nostrils. We'll take a moment to pause in the center, letting your chin tuck into your chest. We'll bring 2 fingers to your forehead and use your palm to lift your head back to center. Gently blinking your eyes open, we'll release that palm down to the knees. So if you are not already seated cross-leg, go ahead and find yourself in a cross-leg position. Take your time to arrive. We'll take a moment, take an inhale, lifting your arms up overhead. Exhale here. We'll take another inhale to lift through your ribs. With your exhale, drop your left palm down to the mat beside you. Take a moment to lift through your right palm, lifting straight up, and then we'll ascend over into the left side of your space, finding that expansion across the right side body. Bending into that left arm. You might find your left elbow tucking into your ribs to support you. We'll take one more breath here. Inhale and exhale. With your next inhale, we'll press into the left palm to lift both arms up overhead. Exhaling to release the right palm to your right. Press into the mat to lift the left palm high and then bend into the right elbow. Ascending your shoulders over into the right side of your space, finding that expansion across the left side body, and exhaling completely. Inhale to press into the right palm, lifting both arms up overhead. And with your exhale, we'll send the palms forward. So if you're sitting on something, you might tilt way, way forward. That's just fine. Find some support. Press into your palms to press your hips back and let your crown drop. We'll take a moment and just expand through your spine. See where you can create some space. And with your next exhale, rolling up to center, bringing the crown over the tailbone. And we'll take an inhale, scoop the arms up overhead. Dropping the right palm, we'll reverse this, coming over to the right side. Press into the right palm to lift, and then bend into that elbow to find the side body stretch across the left side. Peering underneath that left armpit. See if you can rotate that left shoulder back. We'll take another breath here. Exhale completely. With your inhale, press into the right palm, lift both hands up overhead. Exhale to ascend that left palm down, press into the mat, and then bend into the left arm. Peering underneath that right shoulder, underneath that right armpit, softening through your shoulder girdle as you do so, finding this extension through the right side body. One more breath. Inhale to press into the mat. We'll lift both arms up overhead and drop it forward one last time. Take a slow breath here. Allow your belly to expand. And as you release, we'll walk the palms up towards your hips and change the cross of your legs. Taking a nice slow breath to settle in. Take an inhale, scoop both arms up overhead. Exhale, we'll bring those left fingertips down to the mat. Press into the mat as you inhale. Exhale to bend into that left arm. Continuing to find this expansion through our SI joints. You know the drill. We'll take one more breath here. Exhale completely. And as you inhale, press into the left palm, lifting both arms overhead. Exhale to release the right palm down, pressing into the mat to ascend into the sky before bending into that right arm. Finding your left armpit opening towards the sky, peering underneath that side body, taking a nice slow breath to expand. Exhaling completely. Pressing into that right palm with your inhale, lifting both arms overhead. Exhale to release it forward. Slowly but surely make your way down. You can press into the palms to push your hips back.
finding this forward fold, expanding through your spine. With your next exhale, we'll walk the hands up towards the hips.
And as you inhale, take both arms up overhead. Exhale to drop the right palm down, pressing into the mat to lift and bending into the right elbow as you exhale, peering underneath that left armpit. Ensuring that you're not crunching into your right side body, soften through your spine. With your next inhale, we'll press into that right palm, lifting both overhead. Exhale to drop the left palm down. Inhale to lift, and exhale, we'll send those shoulders over, allowing that right armpit to open up towards the sky. Nice slow inhale. And let it go. Next inhale, we'll press into that left palm, both arms overhead. Exhale to let the chest fall forward. Palms can land. Soften through your belly as you take a nice slow inhale. And one more breath as you exhale, walking the palms up towards the hips. And if you have something under your seat, we'll go ahead and remove that and find yourself in child's pose. So you might choose to keep a block between your knees or take a block out in front of you. We will spend a few moments here. You can bring your knees close together if you'd like to deepen your stretch through your quads, or you can take your knees nice and wide. That's welcome too. That will focus your expansion more in the low back.
You're welcome to take the palms up overhead, or if you'd like to make a pillow with the palms, that's fine too. Walking the palms around to hold on to the ankles might be your choice as well. There's really no right or wrong way to arrive here in Balasana, child's pose. We'll take a moment in this grounding, foundation building posture to focus on our mantra. If you'd like to set your own intention, that's always welcome. I like to say, I'm just the guide. This is your practice. If you'd like to follow my mantra for today, I will be following the guide of I set boundaries so that I may flourish. I set boundaries so that I may flourish. If you'd like to take a visual for that, there are many potted plants that prefer a nice, snug, tight pot so that their root system doesn't go off wandering. And they flourish in these bound areas, just as all beings flourish when they set their boundaries. If you'd like to engage Ujjayi breathing, that is welcome through this entire practice. Focusing your breath through your nostrils. See if you can keep your inhalations and exhalations at the same length. And you tense up the muscles in the back of your throat. So it might sound like the ocean. Sometimes I like to say it's like a step before if you're faking snoring. So you tense up the muscles in the back of your throat. Inhale and exhale through your nostrils. Ujjayi breath in. Ujjayi breath out. And going with your own flow with that Ujjayi breathing. It will build heat and engage your core naturally with each breath. Let's go ahead and find the palms underneath the shoulders. Taking an inhale to press into the palms, coming onto hands and knees. We'll find tabletop. Finding your arms, your hands right underneath your shoulders.
And you want your fingertips pointing forward. So as if you were making an L with each finger, right angle with each thumb and pointer finger joint there. You press into the pointer finger knuckles to engage through your shoulder girdle. Take some time, nod your chin, maybe rock your chin from shoulder to shoulder. You might even choose to wag your tail, splay one hip out to each side. Welcome some organic movements here. Ask your own body what it calls for. Maybe you'd like to splay your rib cage out, keeping your shoulders and hips in one spot. That can be very nice. Taking some time as you do this, press into the pointer finger knuckles, check in with your wrists. We are bringing some movement into our wrists, some weight. So maybe you'd like to walk your palms forward if that's already building a little too much for you, as it does for me. And kind of rocking those shoulders back and forth. See if you can draw circles on your mat with your belly button. So you'll press your hips back and then to the side and then forward to the other side and then back again. Working with your breath as you come forward and exhaling as you go back. Welcoming this movement through your hips and through your shoulders. And we'll stop in child's pose and reverse that current, going the opposite direction. Drawing your circles with your belly button, engaging through the hip sockets, opening up your pelvis, opening up your shoulder girdle. And we'll take a moment to sit back on the knees, sit back on the feet, I'm sorry. And if this is not a comfortable position for you, you're welcome to stand or find another seated position. That's welcome. We'll take a moment to warm up our wrists and shoulders, finding your wrists touching at the inner wrist. I'll come nice and close here. I'll come up to the camera. So you'll bring your palms together like so and see if you can let your fingers be nice and soft, almost as if you're not telling your fingers to do anything. And we'll roll along just the wrist so that that point is the only point that touches. Exhaling as you go out, inhaling as you come in, and allowing the shoulders and arms, elbows to just move as they move naturally. Whatever happens as you're rolling around this one point on your wrist, you might already feel your shoulders warming up. Let's go ahead and take a pause as you open out and reverse that. Inhaling as you come in, exhaling as you go out. Very good. And we'll go ahead after you come back out. So the backs of your hands are touching. Take a moment as you inhale to press away the sides as if you were opening up a big heavy door on both sides. Take a moment to pause with your arms out in a T with your thumbs pointing down. Take an inhale here. Flip the thumbs up. As you exhale, we'll close those arms to the front. Inhale. Exhale. As you inhale, press your arms open so the backs of your palms are opening those doors. And as you exhale, we'll flip the thumbs back down. Inhale here. Exhale, we'll close the backs of the palms to touch. Inhale, press open. Exhale, flip the thumbs up, close the palms. Inhale, press open with the backs of the hands. Flip the palms down. Exhale, we'll close the palms to touch at the back of the palms. Last time, inhale to push those doors away. Exhale, we'll let the palms fall down to the sides. Take a moment to shimmy out your arms. Roll through the shoulders. And we'll come back onto our now warmed up wrists. And let's warm up through our shoulders. So we'll take some of these thread the needle. So we'll make it a little more active than usual. Planting both palms, press into your right palm, and we'll lift the left elbow and then open up to the side. And as you exhale, let's tuck that left palm under all the way down. But as you inhale, press into the ground and open that back up, lifting with the elbow first and then open up. Exhale, thread the needle. Coming down to the left side of your face and then press into the ground as you inhale, scooping it back up. Exhale to tuck it in. One last time, we'll inhale, lifting that left hand. Exhale to tuck the left hand through. And after you land, see if you would like to take your right palm and walk the fingertips up overhead. Find a little bit of expansion. Take time to breathe and listen to your body. See where you can find a little expansion, maybe through that left shoulder blade. Take a breath here. And as you exhale, we'll bring the right fingertips back towards your face, pressing into the right palm. We'll lift the left elbow up one more time, open it up, and then plant that left palm. And we'll press into the left palm, shifting the weight so that you can lift your right elbow up and then open it to the sky and then thread that needle through, coming down to the right side of your face. But as you inhale, we'll press back up, lifting the right elbow and opening up, seeing what you see out there. Exhale to thread it back through. As you inhale, press into the left palm, lift the right elbow, open it up. We're opening up our thoracic spine here. Exhale to thread it through, and we'll go ahead and land, finding a nice position on the right side of your face. We'll take those left fingertips and walk them up overhead if that calls to you. If not, it's always welcome to keep that palm next to your face. You might be able to find a deeper stretch that way. Everybody's body is different. Finding this expansion that feels nice for yourself. Take a breath. And we'll walk those left fingertips back up towards the face, planting that hand. Let's lift the right elbow up one more time, open it up, and then we'll plant both hands. Working through some cat-cows. Take a moment. We can start with just the head. As you exhale, tuck your chin into your chest. Inhale, gently lift your gaze just ahead of your mat. Exhale to tuck the chin into the chest. Inhale, lift your gaze, maybe a little further ahead. Exhale to tuck. Inhale to lift. You can go ahead and involve the tailbone if you'd like to start to curl the tailbone as you exhale. Inhale to lift the tailbone, lift the gaze. Exhale to tuck, pressing the mat away. Inhale to lift. We'll tuck one more time and then find a neutral spine and tabletop. And we'll press back into Balasana, child's pose. Just for a moment, maybe you make a pillow with your palms, soften across the shoulder girdle, focus on your breath work, focus on your mantra. And from here, go ahead and come back up onto all fours. Let's come into tabletop. And go ahead and bring your blocks if you have blocks. We'll bring the blocks underneath the palms. And this will just give us a little bit more accessibility to tuck our knees in. So taking your left foot, you can stretch your left foot back out and behind you along the floor, and then tuck the knee, plant that left foot between your palms. So if you've got these blocks here, you can find a nice long spine by pressing into those. Another option is to find your palms on your knee, pressing into the floor with your left foot and the top of your right foot. See if you can square up your hips by drawing that left hip back. And we're engaging through our legs by planting that left foot and pulling that heel in towards your right hip. So as we breathe, if you'd like, you can inhale, scoop the arms up overhead. Find Anjanayasana. We'll take another few breaths here. Feel that left thigh engaging as you're planting in that foot, isometrically pulling your hips forward. Inhale, if you'd like, you can gently lift your gaze. And as you exhale, we'll find our hands on the blocks. Step that left foot back. If you'd like, you can lift the knees, or we'll just find a plank here. You can keep the knees bent also. We'll take a breath. And when you exhale, press back into tabletop. And we'll find that right foot extended out behind. If you'd like, you can rock through those joints, welcoming a little bit of movement. And when you're ready, we'll tuck the right knee in, plant the right foot between the palms. Taking your time, working with your blocks to extend through that left hip flexor, planting both feet, the top of the left foot pressing into the ground and the bottom of the right foot pressing into the ground, so that you're pulling back on this right hip socket and forward on that left hip socket. Take a moment. If you'd like, you can inhale your hands up overhead, planting into that right foot as if you could draw it in towards that left hamstring and towards that left hip socket as you feel your left hamstring engaging. Inhaling, you can gently lift your chin if you'd like. Exhale, we'll take the palms down to the block and just tuck that right foot back. We'll find tabletop, work through some cat-cows, or, you can splay your ribs out from side to side. Let's just take some gentle movements, noticing how your spine is feeling now that you're a little more warmed up. Maybe even drawing some circles with your head and your hips, welcoming some fluid motion. And we'll take those blocks back underneath the palms, and we'll step the right foot forward. So finding your Anjanayasana, you're welcome to extend through that left thigh. If you'd like to make it a nice deep Anjanayasana, that's more than welcome. It's also more than acceptable to have your knee underneath your hip. You're still going to get this muscle engagement and expansion through your spine. More than welcome to take any level of extension through that back leg. You'll just find it feels a little different. Taking these two blocks at your sides, see if you can square up that left hip and take a moment. We'll take an inhale for Anjanayasana. And as you exhale, pressing into your right leg, extend through your right knee. Maybe it doesn't come perfectly straight, but you can lift the right toes. Take your blocks next to your body and allow your chest to come towards those big toes. We'll take a couple of breaths here in Arta Hanumanasana. This is half split, finding a nice stretch along that right hamstring. Breathe into that right leg. We'll take an inhale and an exhale, and then we'll make it a vinyasa. So with your next inhale, let's come forward, bending into the right knee. You can inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, we'll straighten through the right knee to find Arta Hanumanasana. Inhale to come forward for Anjanayasana. Exhale for Arta Hanumanasana. Working with your own breath, inhaling for the lunge, exhaling to find that expansion. We'll do this a few more times. Finding a nice stretch along your hamstring as you do so, working this motion in your own body, allowing the rocking of the hips to open up through your hip sockets. Take one last Arta Hanumanasana. And as you come forward for your last Anjanayasana, go ahead and plant those palms. We'll take an inhale. And as you exhale, draw that right foot back. We'll find tabletop. You can rock the hips back and forth. Just take a moment to let that hip socket release. And we'll take that with the other leg. So take your left foot back. You can make a little space in your toes if you'd like to roll through that ankle. Take a moment. Exhaling completely. With your inhale, we'll draw that knee into the chest, planting the left foot between the palms. And we'll work through our Anjanayasana on this side, deciding how deep you would like to open through that hip socket. Again, that will create a different angle on each leg. So just working within your own anatomy, taking a few breaths to square up, pulling that left hip socket back, taking an inhale. If you would like to have free arms up overhead, that's more than welcome. Or you can take those blocks and as you exhale, straighten into that left leg. Keeping a soft knee is always good for that joint, especially if you're hypermobile like me. Keeping a bent knee is always more than welcome. You can still get the same expansion through that hamstring, pulling your heart towards those left toes, finding a nice balance of the weight between your legs. Between each leg, we'll take an exhale here and make it a vinyasa. As you inhale, bend into the left leg, pulling your hips forward, heart up. Exhale to straighten through that left leg, pulling the heart forward. Inhale for Anjanayasana. Exhale for Arta Hanumanasana. With your own breath, inhaling for the back bend-ish, exhaling for the forward fold-ish. Welcoming this movement through our hip sockets. Setting these natural boundaries within our bodies. We'll take one more Anjanayasana forward. One more Arta Hanumanasana. And this is the last Anjanayasana forward. And then we'll plant those hands. And let's step back and take a little plank. Keeping those knees down, you'll still activate through your core. We'll take 3 breaths here. Allowing a lift through your center, feeling your shoulder girdle engage. And as you exhale, lowering the knees, and we'll lower the chest, and let's come all the way down to the mat. Taking a moment to arrive on your belly. Maybe you make a pillow with your palms. Take a moment to allow yourself to lie face down. Let your heels rock back and forth, settling your muscles through your hip sockets. And allowing your heart to shine down onto your mat, onto your foundation that supports your body. And welcoming gratitude for this nourishment that we gain through our soil as we create our boundaries so that we may flourish. When you're ready, we can go ahead and take the palms underneath the shoulders. Work through a little bit of Cobra Roll just to warm up the spine, warm up those legs a little bit. Pressing into the tops of the legs. With your inhale, we'll lift the chin and shoulders. Exhale, lower the head to the mat. Inhale, you can lift a little higher. Exhale to lower down. Pressing into your pelvis, into your legs as you lift. Exhale to lower down. Inhale, pressing into the thighs as you lift. Exhale to lower down. Last one, we'll go ahead and hold this cobra. You can keep your elbows bent, pressing into the tops of the thighs and the tops of the feet. The glutes are nice and engaged. Lifting through your shoulders. You can gently lift your chin if that feels nice. Feeling supported from your hands. We'll take one more inhale here. And as you exhale, we'll lower down to the mat. Pressing into the palms and bending into the knees. We'll come through tabletop. And we'll step the right foot forward. So we're coming through this Anjanayasana. You can inhale the arms up overhead and then bring the arms down into prayer position. And we'll go ahead and take a moment to tuck the back toes. Tucking those left toes in the back, we've got the right foot planted. Take a moment to extend through your left leg, and you can just hang right here. Just gently lift that knee. If you'd like, you can straighten all the way through, finding crescent lunge. Taking a moment to engage our legs, feeling nice and fired up. You're welcome to lift your palms up overhead, finding your drishti on a point out in front of you to help with that balance. Planting both feet, take an inhale here. As you exhale, we'll lower the left heel, open the arms into a T. We'll take that warrior two, finding your shoulders squared up over your hips. You can lift your front toes and spread them, finding that engagement through your thigh as you do so. Find your gaze gently over that right hand. We'll take an exhale here. And as you inhale, flip the right palm, lift it up high in the sky. Let that left palm fall down along the back leg. Reverse warrior. We'll inhale here, one more. And as you exhale, we'll cartwheel the arms all the way down, squaring the left foot back. Lower that left knee, and then pull the right leg back. Finding tabletop. Maybe you work through some cat-cows. Inhaling as you lift your chin, exhaling as you press the ground away. And when you're ready, we'll go ahead and find some stillness and lift that left foot, plant it between the palms. Take a moment to find this side Anjanayasana. If you'd like, you can lift those palms up overhead. And we'll take a moment to fire up that back thigh. You can draw the palms down to your heart center. We'll tuck the right toes in the back. Find your grounding in that back foot. Take your time. Take a nice slow inhale. And as you exhale, gently press into the left foot so that your right knee can slowly extend. The longer you take to do so, the more fired up you're going to get. Take your time. Let your shoulders soften down your back body. Inhale. If you'd like, you can scoop the arms up overhead. We'll take a couple more breaths here, feeling that left thigh firing up. And when you're ready with your exhale, we'll lower the right heel in the back, open up the arms into a T, finding your shoulders squaring up, gently gazing over the left middle finger, finding your weight distributed between both feet. You can gently lift and spread those toes. And we'll exhale here. With your inhale, flip that left palm, lift it up, drop the right arm back. reverse warrior. We'll take a couple of breaths here. One more inhale. And as you exhale, we'll cartwheel all the way down, rotating the right heel back in line. Lower that right knee. We'll draw the left heel back, coming through tabletop, rocking those hips back and forth. You can walk the knees up closer if you're not, towards the center of your mat. Go ahead and roll over those heels. Take a moment to find Badokanasana, butterfly pose. You are welcome to keep these heels out in front of you if that feels nice. If you would prefer a deeper inner thigh expansion, you'll want the heels closer to your body. Wherever you land, take hold of your feet and see if you can open your feet and just notice the reaction that comes through your legs as you open your big toes wide, keeping those pinky toes touching. Take a moment, lift your chest with your inhale. Keep it lifted as you exhale. Feel your knees dropping open, finding a little bit of expansion through your low back. Peeling those bottoms of your feet wide as your knees continue to drop, lifting through your core as your chest continues to lift with each breath. We'll take one more inhale here. And as you exhale, we'll bend into the elbows. You might find the elbows on the shins. Wherever the elbows land is not a problem. It's not a concern. Just pull that heart forward. This might be a very subtle, I am doing my forward fold here. It might not really look so much like it, and that's okay. Take a few breaths with this gentle tilt with your head coming forward, pulling your chest towards those toes. We'll take one more breath here. And as you exhale, slowly lift back upright. And we'll take the palms on the outside of the knees and close the knees with the weight of your hands. And we'll extend the feet nice and long. Feeling a nice soft knee, you can work some motion through those hip joints and maybe even take a bent knee to start. We'll take hold of the feet on the outsides and just take a moment here to expand through your low back. So as you pull into your hands and you press against the hands with your feet, maybe you can feel a little expansion through your back. See where your breath can take you, expanding through your spine as you pull your heart towards your toes. And ask yourself if you'd like to begin to drop those heels forward, extending through the legs. We'll take a few more breaths, pulling that heart forward, finding space with each exhale. And with your next inhale, we'll walk the palms up towards the body. Very gently with grace, we'll pull in the left heel towards the hip. Maybe you find the bottom of the left foot coming to your right knee, or you can also open that up a little bit. I'm not super picky about where this foot is landing. Just bend into that left knee. So we can focus on our right leg. Flex those right toes up. We'll take the left palm on the outside of the right leg, so you'll feel a little bit of a twist. And maybe you just stay right here. This is one option. Another option, you can begin to move your right hand or your left hand down towards the outside of that right leg. If that feels nice, great. You're also welcome to square your shoulders back towards the center, keeping that toe flexed, keeping your chest pulling towards your toes. If you would like, you can begin to drop your chin in towards your chest. And whichever variation you are doing, you're all in Janu Shirshasana.
The Sanskrit translation is head to knee. However, there are many expressions of this posture. It will open through your low back, wherever you're landing. Welcoming this boundary that nature is setting for you so that you might flourish. We'll take a slow inhale here, and as you exhale, releasing the palms from wherever they've landed and rolling up through your spine. We'll extend that left heel out and bend the right leg, bringing the bottom of the right foot anywhere along that left leg, flexing up through those left toes. We'll find that right palm on the outside of the left leg, and this can be where you stay right here, feeling a little twist through the low spine, finding a gentle expansion across the back of that left leg. Otherwise, you're also welcome to begin to slide that right arm down towards the outside of the left foot. Taking some time, taking slow breaths, keeping those left toes pointing up, flexing through the thigh. Maybe you find both hands down around that foot. Squaring the shoulders up towards those toes. Taking a few breaths. Janu Shirshasana. One more inhale here. And as you exhale, you can begin to walk the palms along the leg to lift the shoulders over the spine. And we'll take both feet planted on the mat. Holding on to the backs of the thighs, we'll roll down onto your spine. We'll take a moment to engage through the core before we cool down. So we'll take some pelvis rolls. And when we do this, I want you to just think about finding a tuck and finding a neutral spine. So don't focus on finding this curve in the low back. That curve will come on its own. So as we exhale, plant your feet and curl your pelvis in, feeling your abdomen spread across the back of the mat and your spine. As you inhale, simply release that muscle engagement. Exhale, tuck the pelvis, feel the muscles spread down the back. Inhale to release. Exhale, curl. Inhale, release. We'll take one more exhale, curl, and we'll hold it here as you breathe. 2, 1. Slowly release. You can rock the knees from side to side, welcoming a little bit of neutrality through that pelvic area. And we'll take some pelvic bridge lifts. So planting the feet in line with the hips. You can find your palms just along your sides. And as you breathe, we'll take an inhale with our neutral spine here. And as you exhale, we'll lift the pelvis. So we'll inhale to lower, exhale to press into the feet and lift into bridge. Inhale to lower, exhale, lift through the glutes, engaging through the core. Inhale to lower. Lift. We'll take a few more of these. Inhaling to lower, exhaling to lift. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Inhale to lower, and this last one will lift and we'll stay. So lifting, you can shimmy your shoulders under. Maybe you find your palms touching your feet, or you can hold hands if you'd like to interlace your fingers. Press into your forearms into the ground to help support the weight of your bridge. Keeping your gaze down towards your belly button. We'll take an inhale
And as you exhale, very slowly roll down your spine to lower your hips, settle your shoulders. Take a moment, you can rock those knees back and forth. And we'll take some spinal twists to begin our cool down. So if there is a specific spinal twist you like to take, feel free to go for it. Otherwise, let's see, let's do a cross leg. So we'll take your left leg, cross it all the way over your right leg, and then let both knees fall to the right side of your space. So this might pick your shoulders way, way up. See if you can press into your right palm and let the shoulders fall back onto the floor. That will make your knees lift back up, but that's okay. See if you can settle the shoulders down, maybe find a bend in that left elbow, and then let the knees feel heavy, finding the spinal twist within your body, taking some time to let the feet settle, welcoming this gentle twist through the thoracic spine. And as we twist through our organs, it can be like a massage for these masses of tissue that work so hard to detoxify our bodies all day, digest our food, keep us running. Send some love down into your liver, into your small intestines, kidneys, allowing your breath to become smooth and steady, softening in. Shoulders are heavy, the knees are heavy, feeling softness across the face. We'll take another few breaths here. If you'd like, you can take a cleansing breath by inhaling through your nose and dropping your jaw to let it all out through your mouth. Taking your right hand underneath your knees to lift the knees back into center gracefully. We'll uncross that left leg. Maybe let the knees fall from side to side in a windshield wiper motion, allowing this gentle movement to rebound through our spine. And eventually we'll find stillness, finding the knees bent with the feet planted in line with your hips. We'll take the right leg and cross it all the way over the left and let both knees fall to the left. Again, that'll make your right shoulder pop up. Press into the left palm and let the shoulders settle down on the ground. It's better to let those knees lift. Maybe even bending into that right elbow to help settle that joint into the ground. You're also welcome to find your left hand on your right knee. See where you can soften, allowing your breath to bring softness through your spine. Allowing your breath to spiral into your belly. Soothing with each inhale. Allowing this twist to gently cleanse your organs. Remembering those boundaries that our bodies will set for us. If we don't do it, our bodies will set the boundaries so that we can flourish. Softening through that right hip socket, allowing this gentle tension to build in that joint, the heavy knees, twisting through the middle of your spine, letting your shoulders feel heavy. We'll take a few more breaths, deepening the twist with each exhale. If you'd like, for that last exhale, you can drop your jaw and sigh it out. Taking the left hand underneath both knees, very gracefully lifting the knees back into center. We'll uncross the right leg. Take your time to rock the knees from side to side, allowing this motion to move through your entire body. As you begin to extend your legs, we'll find Shavasana. Maybe you bring a blanket over and find some comfort. You're welcome to lift your knees, finding the soft knee, allowing the hip sockets to be easy and gentle. We can take a couple of cleansing breaths in through the nose and sigh it out. One more in through the nose. And as you exhale, letting your eyes fall closed, let your shoulders be heavy. Notice where your palms have landed. If you'd like, you're always welcome to place your palms on your belly. Take a moment to soften through your toes, allowing your heels to feel solid, like weights holding your body down. Each point that is making connection with the earth. See if you can visualize yourself absorbing this nutrient-rich soil, setting our boundaries so that we might flourish. Soften across your forehead and around your eye sockets. If you'd like, you can visualize the tension in your body releasing through your crown, like a waterfall pouring out with each breath, releasing that which no longer serves you. Finding this stillness in Shavasana, allowing our practice to be absorbed into our beings. Take your time to welcome some organic movements as you begin to wiggle your fingertips and toes. Drawing your thumb down along your fingertips, maybe pointing and flexing your feet, rolling through your ankles and wrists, bending into each knee and planting each foot. You can take a gentle stretch overhead, letting your knees fall from side to side. Eventually letting your knees fall all the way to one side, pulling your whole body into a ball.
And taking as much time as you possibly can, very gently pressing into the ground to lift into a seated position, keeping your gaze soft, or your eyes can remain closed. Take a moment to find your seat. Allow your head, your skull to float over top of your tailbone, feeling your entire chakra body realigning from root to crown. We'll take an inhale to scoop the arms out and up overhead, drawing a line down the center of your body, allowing the palms to land at heart center. We'll take an inhale to let the chest scoop into the thumbs, and dropping your chin into your chest as you exhale. This is a bow of gratitude to yourself for completing your practice. Thank you for joining me. If you have any questions, let me know, and go forth and flourish.